Welcome to this Windows channel, and this is the Tech News Update. We are Monday, June 19th, 2017. And today in our Tech News Update, we have China that is at the top two spots in the top 500 supercomputers around the world. The number one spot is, of course, the Sunway Tahoe Light. Second spot is the Tian 2. And the US now is in the fourth position for the first time in 20 years. Of course, will that change in the next year or two? As well, the US government has, of course, given $268 million to actually build the fastest and best supercomputer in the world. That we will see. And of course, the idea behind supercomputers is that the fastest, the most powerful supercomputers in the world are actually, help in basically science and knowledge. So the fastest you got supercomputers, the more discoveries you can probably make. Well, there was at first when Microsoft announced Windows 10s, they said if you go to Windows 10 Pro, you could not go back to Windows 10s. But now they've said, yeah, you can go back anytime. So the reason they actually have added that, they say, is because Windows 10s being more secure than Windows 10 Pro, in the sense that you can install desktop Win32 apps. It's maybe a good idea that if you wish to go back to Windows 10s on a specific machine, that you would be allowed to do so. Spotify, as we're talking about streaming music, we knew that Apple had announced 27 million, active music users, streaming music users for their Apple Music. But Spotify, of course, being a mixed paid and free ad-supported service, has announced today that they've reached 140 million active users listening to music, which makes it really, by far, the number one music streaming service in the world. Well, it seems that Atari did confirm today that they are getting back into the console market, and now, not that much detail. Some people think that they might, for example, revive the good old Atari 2600, for example, with a system that would have integrated games. But they also are maybe talking about some new powerful console that would be using, of course, PC hardware. So that's going to be interesting to see what they are coming up with today. Google is adding more AI and machine learning to combat terrorism online by recognizing key points in websites and content that will actually help them remove web pages that have extremism, that have all sorts of contents that's not desired. It's kind of a censorship, basically, of Google, with AI. So they say that they are adding more and more power. And talking about that, YouTube has actually decided to be very, very active in searching and removing online extremist content. They've been really kind of battered a little bit by the ads that all the companies that remove their ads. Well, now they're getting serious and removing all the content that shouldn't be on YouTube. And if you have an Android phone, Cortana has an update that now actually enables Cortana Assistant to be the default assistant in your Android device. It can now take control over the phone and do pretty much a lot of things that you want. So this is interesting to have Cortana be really the default assistant in your Android phone. And finally, of course, we probably knew it already, but drones, according to a report, drones are used for delivering all sorts of things. But one of the things that they say that it's very, very popular at is that drones are every day delivering drugs and porn into prisons. Of course, we already knew that pretty much. And, these little flying devices can carry all sorts of things. So, of course, they are used in creative ways, and more bad guys are using them in a very creative way. So, this was the Tech News Update for Monday, June 19th, 2017. You enjoy our videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, let us know. And thank you so much for following us on this channel.